Hi friends, Karen here, virtual faith and fitness coach, hopping on live to share with you my thoughts so far on the 3-day refresh/cleanse. So if you've been following me the last week, you know that I've been pretty intimidated to do this cleanse again because the last 2 times I did it, I dropped out on day 2, and today is day 2. And I just really struggle with cleanses usually. It's a big mental thing for me. And I knew, though, that I needed to do it. So here's why I decided to do this cleanse in the first place. First of all, I was just coming out of New Orleans, and we ate a lot of Cajun food and beignets and barely any vegetables. I barely drank water. I came back very inflamed, very bloated, very just low energy. That was one part of it. One part of the reason why I was like, maybe a refresh is a good thing to try. The second reason I wanted to do it was because I started to feel like when you're on your wellness journey and you've been on it for a long time, you start to think you're on the wagon, but you're really off the wagon. And so I wanted just to see, could I do this? And so we have 11 women in our group, and we just kind of invited people. We're like, hey, we're doing this cleanse. If you want to join us and kind of do it with us, let's do it. Let's do a group. And let me just kind of tell you my thoughts so far. So the first time around I did this, it says you really shouldn't work out much, right? And so please, hey you guys, if you're here, I think I see, I don't know, I can't really actually tell who's here, but maybe Pam. But if you're here, just say good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is at this point. So anyway, the first time around when I did this cleanse, I did work out, which was a big you're not supposed to work out high intensity. If you do anything, you could walk, you could do yoga, but nothing intense because you are eating at a caloric deficit, right? And you're detoxing. And so that was the biggest mistake I made the first time. I think why day 2 so far has been incredible is because I haven't worked out. Hi, Darlene. Darlene's doing it with me. Hey, girl, hey. So I haven't been working out, and I've been going to bed around 8:15 and waking up around 5:30. And I think the sleeping well and the not working out has given me all the energy I need to do this cleanse well. But let me just tell you what I've been learning about myself, because it's not so good. It's not so good, but it's good that I'm learning. So we're about to start this crazy ramp up 21-day boot camp on Monday, right? We've got nearly 30 women in our boot camp who are starting. They're like, yes, I'm going to commit. It's for beginners or advanced levels. It meets every level. It's working out from home, focusing on nutrition with all these amazing women on a private app. And I was like, I need to get my mind right for this group because I want to do the nutrition right. So here's what I learned about myself during this refresh. Number 1, you guys, I am the worst mindless snacker in the world. Can I get any likes or hearts for that? Are you somebody who just snacks mindlessly? Do you ever pay attention to really what you're putting in your mouth? I can't tell you how many times in the 2 days I have gotten up and gone to my fridge for no apparent reason, except that it was a habit. I would sit on my couch to do some work or sit on the couch to watch something, and instantly it was go get some food. I'm not hungry. I was actually completely content. But it was just this oh my goodness, I mindlessly snack all the time. Even tiny things like eating a little bit of the banana that my son is eating, or, while I'm making my husband's sandwich, because I make his lunches every day, having a chip. While I'm all these tiny little things that add up over time. They're not necessarily making me regress completely in my fitness journey, but they're certainly not helping me really get to where I want to go. And so if anything, this refresh has forced me to look at what I'm putting in my mouth. What am I putting in my mouth? And just not randomly grabbing whatever's in front of me. I can't, Darlene, we talked about this. There have been so many times I catch myself and I'm like, oh no, I'm not even hungry. Why is this in my hand? It's almost I don't realize what I'm doing. There's a research study out there, and I can't remember the exact percentage, but it was high. I think it was 80% of people live life in autopilot. They are not actually paying attention to what they're doing half the time. They're in the car and they just know where they're gonna go, so they just kind of end up there. It's mindless. A lot of our lives become mindless. It's not often that we really own every part of our life, including what are we putting in our mouth. And that was happening to me. I started to really mindlessly snack. And also, when you start to reach a certain point in your fitness level, you know what you can get away with, right? I know what I can get away with and not completely sabotage my results. So the refresh has been here for me. I didn't want to lose weight, to be honest with you. I know that people lose weight. I didn't do this because I want to lose weight. I don't even know what I weigh. I do know now because I had to do before and after things. But I don't care about the weight loss. For me, it was up here. I needed a mental shift. I needed to stop running to food for healing because food is not created to heal you. It's not created to heal your emotional needs. Food is fuel. Food is gas. That's it, period. That's all food does for us, right? But I feel like I sometimes revert back to my old Karen, the Karen who battled binge eating disorder, the Karen who did run to food to meet her emotional needs. And I get little pieces of that every now and then come back up. And the refresh has been reminding me of like the discipline of just seeing food as fuel. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to eat 24/7 because I'm not eating 24/7. And it's just forcing me to like be present in the moment. And when I do get to eat it slowly, savor it because it's not a lot, and just move on. And then move on. So that's number one is I didn't realize my mindless snacking. Number two is hydration. Okay, some of you are really good with drinking water. I am not. Anybody else really struggle to drink water? Like, talk to me. Guys, the whole point of live video, I could have recorded this and posted it. The whole point of live is that we can have a conversation in the comments. So I know, Darlene, you're saying hi. Like, talk to me. Who else struggles with drinking water? You're supposed to drink half of your body weight in ounces, ideally a little bit more even. And so I'm the girl who drinks like a cup of water a day and call it great. And so I've been trying to really up my water intake. And on the refresh, you gotta drink water. Like, it's so important. You will lose energy. You will become so fatigued, and you are going to get crazy headaches if you do not drink water. And so I found a really cool combination with water where I do like 2 lemon wedges. Write this down if you want it. 2 lemon wedges, 2 wedges of ginger, like fresh ginger. I've never bought fresh ginger before. It's so good. And then just like a sprinkle of cayenne pepper. It's got a little kick to it, but I really like it. So that's been how I've been drinking water. And my goal right now is 75 ounces a day, right? And so that's just drinking water has been giving me life. Like, I think that there's a reason why Jesus says that he's living water. Like, I get it. Like, I get his analogy now because, I mean, you need water to live. And so, I know, good. Way to go, Darlene. Hi, Alyssa. Yes, a lot of people struggle with drinking water. And so, starting your morning with the refresh, they say, like, as soon as you get up, you drink water. Like, don't even think about it. You just got to do it. And so, I'm trying to learn how to make it a habit. We use that word a lot on this page, don't we? Habit. Habits come from this. Small choices. Every day making tiny, tiny, small choices. And then those choices multiplied become a behavior and something that you do. And then over time, that becomes a habit. And so when you're making those small, smart choices consistently, in time, it becomes a healthy habit. So my goal is just to drink like 10 to 15 ounces of water as soon as I get up. It's a tiny amount of water. It's like a cup and a half. It's barely anything. But if I can do that consistently over time, the more water you drink, the more water you crave. By the way, it's the same thing with food. You will crave what you eat. You will crave what you eat. You will also crave what you focus on. And so if I'm always eating fried food, if I'm always eating drive-through food, of course you're going to crave it all the time. And if I'm never drinking water, I'm probably never going to crave water. So I realized the more that I was drinking it, the more I was craving it. Kelsey says, I read something recently which said a glass of cold water when you first wake up is almost as good as a cup of coffee as far as waking up your brain. Whoa. I don't drink coffee, so I can believe that, but coffee drinkers may disagree. So I started to wean myself off coffee a little bit. I am the weirdest coffee drinker in the world. I like make a pot and then I drink like 3 sips, I'm done. But yes, I believe it. Water can give us way more energy, I think, than we realize. But if you've been somebody who's sluggish, if you've really struggled with energy, if you've really struggled with headaches, water, like, trust me, water, just increase your water. So, you crave what you eat. So pay attention to that. And then the last thing for me, 2 things, is portion control, which kind of goes into the falling off the wagon with mindless snacking. I tend to really overdo it on my portions. I can't wait for this 21-day boot camp. I need to like get my act together. And then sugar. So on this refresh, it's a vegan meal plan, and there's like no sugar, like except for like the couple of fruit servings I get each day. And so I don't know. I just had green tea without anything, and I liked it. Who am I? Like, I don't understand. And so your taste buds change every 10 to 15 days. Did you know that? Like, I have clients who tell me, Karen, I'm the pickiest eater. You can't help me. I'm going to be your worst client. And I'm over here like, challenge accepted. And so I teach them, I'm like, listen, you got to meet me halfway here. yes, maybe you hate all these things, but you got to at least try them. And in consistency, your taste buds are going to change. And a lot of them now tell me, I used to never eat hummus. I hated hummus. I hated the texture. I hated all these things about it. And now I love hummus. And so give your taste buds a chance. And so just same thing with sugar. If you cut it out, in time you're going to find that the sugary things are almost too sweet for you. You're like, wait, what? What is this? All I can taste is sugar. I don't even taste the coffee. So that's been what I'm learning. How crazy is that? Like all of that from just 2 days on this refresh. And I feel like my skin is getting better. I just feel like I have energy even though I'm eating less food. I feel like my body has what it needs and I'm not working out. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm going a little long, but I just gotta say something here because it's all Jesus. It's seriously Jesus. I gotta give him a shout out. The person you're seeing before you today could never do this without completely falling apart. Like the reason why I failed the refresh multiple times before, a year and a half ago, was because I couldn't loosen the grip on working out. I know some of you have the opposite issue where you just can't get yourself to work out. My problem was I couldn't get myself to stop to the point where I hurt myself. I fractured my heel. I was over exercising and it became a real enslaving issue for me. And the fractured heel thing that happened to me 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I forget, was a big humbling moment from God. And so for me to stand or sit before you and tell you that I haven't worked out in 2 days and I'm completely okay with it, only Jesus. Only Jesus. Like I haven't felt bad about it once. I've used the extra time I have because I wake up at 5 to spend time with Jesus and work out. I've still been waking up around the same time. It's just now I spend more time in prayer and I'm just kind of, why not? And so I just gotta say, like, if you're somebody who feels like you're stuck in this cycle of defeat, of shame, and you feel like you could never break it, you can. You can't do it by yourself, but he's got you. If you give him the pen, like legit, I've got a pen, and you let him write your story, I had to come to the end of myself and break down my pride and let go. Let go. And so God is just so good. It's so good. I'm so excited. Like, I am looking forward to working out on Sunday, but I'm not, like, freaking out about it. I'm just enjoying the time I have right now to take care of my body and take care of my mind and make this a priority. I don't think I realized how much I needed this refresh. It's not even about, again, it's not about the scale. I don't care about the measurements. I'm not worried about any of that. I just really needed this because of my mind. It was my mind that needed a refresh. So anyway, just wanted to share with you my results so far. I did take before pictures. I plan to show you on Sunday the after. I have no idea what it's going to look like. Like I said, I think I'm having more of an internal transformation than anything, but I'll show you just to show you. And so stay tuned for that. But hey, if you are somebody who like needs a mental reset, just talk to me. You don't have to post below if that's too awkward for you, but just talk to me behind the scenes. The refresh may not be for you, but just know I'm here. Like, this is what I do. It's my passion. I love to help women find freedom in their health and bring wellness into their life in a very practical, maintainable way. It could be an extension. It doesn't have to be like an added burden. So just know that this is my passion. This is what I love to do. So just reach out. All right, guys, I'm going to go make my shake now because I'm hungry. Talk to you guys later.